Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday to y'all. Hope everybody's doing well today on this cool Friday morning. Just left the boot camp class in the YMCA at the YMCA. Got my butt kicked. Not quite as bad as it usually is. But it was still a pretty rough workout. Okay, go ahead and get ready to get started, y'all. Go ahead and get to a safe place where you can get comfortable this morning for our relaxation portion of the podcast. While y'all are doing that, I'm going to officially welcome everybody to the Daily Reader podcast on the Tony's Journey YouTube channel, where we read from a daily reader or a devotional, and we learn tools and principles, including but not limited to prayer, meditation, and breath work that help us to stay more present and to live better lives. We meet on here Wednesday and Thursdays at 7 a.m. and Friday through Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel for content and podcast episodes. I'm going to go ahead and take this moment, give y'all another, 30 seconds or so. Just go ahead and light the candle here. Okay. Sorry about that black on there, y'all. You know what? I'm going to try to wipe that off, and let me see if I can. Give me a second here. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. So I'm going to try to see if I can keep it a little bit more cleaned up, y'all. Oh, yeah, that looks a whole lot better. Good deal. All right, so go ahead and just take this moment to get present and yeah, just go ahead and close your eyes if it's comfortable for you doing so. And just take some slow, deep breaths. Breathing in your nose, out your mouth this morning. And just focus on the music this morning. Background music that I have playing. I'll turn it up a little bit, actually. Just put your intention there. As you're doing so, Just continue breathing. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth. And just get to a point of no thinking. So don't think about the future. Don't think about the past. Some people don't think that you can stop your thoughts, but I know from experience you can actually stop your thoughts. And you can have a clear mind that's peaceful and serene. Matter of fact, a lot of times I don't have any thoughts at all. I'm just enjoying the present moment. It's not always enjoyable, but just accepting the present moment. A lot of times enjoying the present moment. And just let that go, y'all. If you have any thoughts that come up, just let them go. Just surrender them to God, whatever your version of God is. And you could just watch them pass by, as well as at the same time of surrendering. If a worry about the future pops in your head, a thought from the past pops in your head, just see it for a minute and let it go. Surrender it to the God within. It's one thing I've been practicing a lot of lately is just letting go. Letting go of unsupportive thoughts, beliefs, and even actions, behaviors, habits. We can just let go and surrender all that stuff to God. We're not meant to carry all the burdens a lot of times that we carry through life. God doesn't want us to do that. I don't believe he does. It says, my burden is light, my yoke is easy. The Bible verse that I can recall on that. I think that's how it goes. Something similar to that anyway. If I don't get it exactly correct, I apologize. Continue breathing. With every breath, feel yourself getting more and more relaxed in this moment. And just embody the moment that we're in, because it's all the moment that we're ever going to have. Every moment is a new moment to experience life. Sometimes to enjoy life, and sometimes we won't. But at least we can just accept where we're at for this present state, present moment. Not to say we can't change it. We can take actions. We can do different things we want to, choose to. But first, we just need to accept it for what it is. Accept reality for exactly what it is. Exactly what's in front of us. Because that's what's meant to be there. In the current moment. Time and space. Right. Okay, we're getting ready to do the full serenity prayer, but before we do so, let's go ahead and take one more deep breath, breathing in your nose, taking in real deep, deep as you can. And on the out breath, just blow it out audibly. This will allow any more tension that you might be holding on to release. And prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking as he did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that if I surrender to his will, a little bit backwards there, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with him forever and ever in the next. All right, whenever you're ready, you can go and open your eyes. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get some more light on here, so y'all bear with me. August the 29th. Getting ready to come into a busy weekend, y'all. I'm going to be doing Uber and Lyft over in Clemson. Probably a little bit of DoorDash, things like that too. I'll be over there pretty much all day tomorrow, and a good bit today as well. Making that money, y'all. I'm actually happy when football season comes in, because I'm making about another $150 a week that I normally don't make outside of football season. So I'm real thankful for that. Especially lately, things have been kind of tough financially for me. So it's definitely a blessing that I'm grateful for. My mother's behavior was my original reason for joining Al-Anon. She was the first and most important alcoholic in my life. A talented and creative woman, she was also troubled by the effects of growing up in her own alcoholic family and by the death of my brother. As I grew older, her drinking became more obvious, as did the wall she erected between herself and the rest of the family. By the time I came to Al-Anon, my mother was living alone and isolated, although apparently not drinking. The effects of the family disease of alcoholism continued to invade our relationship, however, until I finally began to detach from her with love. I stopped trying to help her take care of herself, which also stopped the fights that we had. I put the focus on myself, realizing that in my disease, I didn't know where my mother ended and I began. Finding out who I was apart from my mother was my first Al-Anon challenge. In those early days of detaching with love from my mother meant setting limits on our face-to-face contact. For more than a year, our only communication was through notes sent by mail and gifts dropped off without seeing one another. This is what I needed for recovery at the time. Today, my mother and I have an honest and loving relationship based on mutual respect for each other's boundaries. When we speak, I keep the focus on myself and I share my experience, strength, and hope rather than telling her what to do. My recovery has become healthier and stronger, as has my relationship with my mother. This is the miracle of Al Anon in my life. Thought for the day: detachment helps me set limits and untangle myself from the other people in my life. Choosing to set boundaries and create wellness for ourselves is our primary responsibility. And that's from the book From Survival to Recovery, page 204. If you're drinking anything this morning, cheers. Give me a delicious smoothie from Smoothie King. Definitely suggest, if you never tried it, to go try it. And today is the day. Friday, they have a free upsize for 20 ounce to 32 ounce free upsize. Don't cost anything extra. And they are delicious. But you can get, hear me out, y'all, you can get healthy, but you can also get unhealthy smoothies up there. So I make mine as healthy as possible. Oh, that was a pretty good reading, y'all. It's kind of like yesterday. A little bit about detachment, which we talked about yesterday. Might have been the day before yesterday. I'm sorry, the day before yesterday. So I'm not going to go too deep into detachment. But taking care of myself is really the priority, though, right? And we can allow other people to take care of themselves as long as they can do it, right? Like my grandma's at a point now where she needs some help. But one of my grandmothers, she's got her brain is basically the diagnosis with neurodegenerative decline. I mean, but hell, she's 86 years old, y'all, too, right? So I think sometimes things like that are expected as we age. I think we can actually, sometimes we can prevent, even reverse things like that. It just really depends on our level of awareness and health and wellness with our bodies. So it really, I think it depends on a lot of factors, actually. Our environment, stress levels, things we eat, our lifestyle, and stuff like that. The biggest thing here that y'all that spoke out to me the most was take care of myself, focus on myself, let everybody else take care of themselves. And with that, y'all, my life has become a whole lot less stressful. Instead of trying to control everybody else around me, tell them what they should, what they shouldn't do. And yeah, just mind my own business, right? I mean, there's other people have their lives. I have my life to live. And that comes with the actions, right? The thoughts, the behaviors, the actions that I choose to take in my life. And also the consequences of those thoughts, behaviors, and actions. Same thing for everybody else, right? Everybody else has their own thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, as well as consequences of those behaviors. So, yeah, pretty powerful reading. Every time I read something in here, y'all, I get something out of it pretty much every day. Every meeting I go to, it's always really proven to be beneficial for me. I get aha moments, I get new insights, I get new life perspectives, and it really just helps me live a better life, right? Help me grow to be more healthy in my life, and to just live a better life, right? So powerful, y'all. I trust y'all got something good out of today's reading and podcast. If you didn't, I suggest going back and watching it again, because there's definitely some nuggets in there. Especially if you didn't stay for the whole thing. Do yourself a favor and go back and replay it in your available time. So anyway, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Go out and make it a great weekend. Don't hope for it, as I always say. And we're going to go ahead and blow out our candle here. All right, y'all. And from my side to yours, peace and love. Bye for now.